Hey guys! Turns out making fun videos isn't really working out, so I'm gonna turn to something a bit more profitable. Starting today, I'm officially a reaction YouTuber. And I decided for our first video that we're going to react to, I don't know what it is, but I just found it online, so let's just get started. Hi there, I'm starting a film studio that specializes entirely in video game adaptations. I wasn't able to get the rights to almost any game that's currently out right now, so I'll have to settle with something that no one really wants to adapt. Our first release will be Wild Animal Racing, the movie. What will be the plot? How about a movie where an underground crime ring is assassinating the racers, and the ones that survive must find and stop whoever is behind it in this mafia thriller? No, wait, this isn't enough romance. Video game movies.
Oh, I get it.
Infamous for being bad until they suddenly became not bad, video games being adapted to visual mediums is something that has been tried since their rise in popularity. The problem was, being such a new medium, video game adaptations were almost always made by people who don't understand the source material, so it wasn't until recently that we started seeing adaptations that are faithful to their roots, given that not only are the people that grew up on video games now old enough to take on major production roles, but also because video games as a medium have diversified to all sorts of age groups.
Not true. I played
this trend of good video game adaptations seems to have started with 2019's Detective Pikachu, followed by a stream of other good video game movies and shows, whether it be Angry Birds, Sonic, and most recently, The Last of Us. But now, another video game icon is throwing their hat into the ring. That's right, it's Tetris. Oh, and Mario too. When it was first revealed that Illumination, the studio behind Despicable Me, The Minions, and the cult classic Hop, was going to be the main studio behind the production of the Super Mario Bros. Movie, everyone was immediately skeptical about the direction the movie was going to take. Illumination is notorious for playing it safe with its movies, relying on unremarkable plots and childish writing, made up for by really powerful marketing that sells the movies to customers. These suspicions were not helped when the star-studded voice cast was revealed, including people like Chris Pratt, Jack Black, and Seth Rogen voicing major characters in the movie. It got even worse when people found out that Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic, both people known for their work on Teen Titans Go during the peak of its hate, were the directors of the movie. It seemed like all circumstances were pointing towards this movie being a complete failure. But then, the first trailer dropped. Then the second. Then some posters, then clips, then ads, then merchandise, then an entire frickin' marketing campaign just for Super Mario Bros. Plumbing.
That's like the Mario Super Show
media and locales, including the Super Show. Oh, and like the final trailer dropped when I was writing this video too, so... Perception and outlook on this movie took a complete 180 within just a few months, and while people still had some minor issues, everyone was generally excited. Chalk it up to Illumination's frankly genius marketing or Nintendo's strict watch over their IP, this movie, despite all odds and at least one person preying on its downfall, managed to be something worth being excited for. But let's run that back a bit. Let's talk about the fan service this movie has to offer, because my god, this is a massive thing.
You know, I watched
the Super Mario Bros. Plumbing marketing campaign a bit earlier, but that campaign most clearly shows the amount of dedication they're putting into making as many deep cut references to as many corners of the franchise.
Oh, that's like that one iceberg video I watched on.
They're not only referencing, but straight up bringing back and remaking the main theme song from the Super Mario Bros. Super Show cartoon, something that Nintendo has barely ever acknowledged in any official capacity since the show ended.
Oh, I watched that show.
Foreman Spike, a character primarily known for his appearances in the Wrecking Crew games in the 1980s and 90s, is not just a cameo, but a character major enough to be announced alongside the likes of the mainstays. People have also pointed out the many characters from the Donkey Kong series making an appearance in trailers and posters as well, such as Funky, Diddy, and Eddie the Mean Old Yeti from the Donkey Kong Country cartoon. What? Even smaller things have a lot of attention and detail put into it. The soundtrack, from what we've heard so far, makes references to many iconic Mario themes. The use of power-ups isn't just limited to the old-school ones, and the integration of Mario Kart into the movie is not only done well, but includes mechanics that are seen from all across the series. The movie isn't out yet, so I can't say for certain if all of this fan service was done in good taste, especially considering how much of it we're getting. But with how well executed the stuff we've seen so far is, I have a lot of hope. I think the precedent that's being set, seeing Nintendo allow references to such obscure parts of the franchise, is not nearly as talked about as many of the other aspects of this movie. And I think it might mean so much more than it being potentially carried by references.
You know, they're making a remake of the Thousand Year Door.
The Thousand Year Door. Even mention any other part of the Mario franchise besides the stuff that even your grandma knew about. You can have Rosalina, but God forbid you give that Toad a pair of glasses. It's even gone to a point where people have full-on conspiracies as to how Nintendo is taking away all the side characters to ensure that they're forgotten about.
It's the Mario mandates.
Just because they want to make the IP as approachable and simple as possible. Nintendo has for the longest time been mostly focused on bringing in new customers and casual players, not necessarily focusing on their long-time or dedicated fans. A strategy that has clearly worked for them business-wise.
This
is why it makes it all the more surprising that they're resorting to this level of fan service for the movie, especially as a company that only really does it selectively. They could have easily made use of Illumination's play-it-safe attitude and brought us a movie that doesn't do anything substantial and is overall very safe, and it would still rake in lots of money. However, Nintendo seems to want to do something much bigger than what Illumination usually does. It's very extensive too. Everything from stuff as minor as the character animations to something as integral as the writing of characters such as Peach are all callbacks to some form of Mario media that has existed. This movie is practically a physical embodiment of the franchise, and it's clear the team making this were massive fans of the source material. And the most important part about this is that Nintendo is letting this all happen. With Nintendo letting this all happen, it shows that they are still somewhat aware of and are interested in acknowledging and even leveraging these long-forgotten pieces of Mario media.
Why is this dude got a key on their back?
To a completely new audience and expanding the Mario universe into something bigger.
The mini Mario toy.
It also shows that Nintendo is willing to put in the effort in regards to fan service despite not needing to. Unlike a series like Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario doesn't need to rely nearly as much on super dedicated fans such as you or me, meaning that they can rely heavily on casuals. This is part of the reason why Nintendo was super willing to play it safe for the longest time. If this movie is a success, it would show Nintendo that not only is there more interest than ever in the franchise, but also that there is a lot of interest in seeing the world that these characters live in be expanded upon. To see more classic moments and ideas being pulled from and renewed for the modern day, it would show them that while yes, it is a good idea to keep bringing in the new fans, it would also be a good idea to give the dedicated longtime fans of the series something to enjoy from time to time as well. The way I see it, this is Nintendo experimenting with ways to integrate all these cool new things into the series in a way that doesn't seem off-putting to casuals, all while taking their beloved IPs to brand new heights they have never reached before, with the rest of the industry sure to notice and follow along. And judging by interviews with various Nintendo staff members, I might not entirely be wrong. To me, the reason why this level of fan service matters has less to do with the quality of the movie, though that obviously matters a lot, but it's more so about the precedent that it sets for Nintendo, allowing the franchise to be more out there, more diverse, and especially more interesting as the series enters a brand new era. Well, I'm out of ideas for the Wild Animal Racing movie. What should I do?
Alright, what did I miss?
Oh, wait! What if I just copied what successful video game movies do? Wait, I got it!
I was just on my phone. That's kind of like...
Hello? Is this like... Chris Pratt's management? I've got a proposal.
Dude, this outro music sucks. It should have been something like that one Sega game on the Wii. I don't know if you guys played it, but I believe it's called Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know. Yeah, if Mario was a movie... Okay, thank you for watching. Goodbye.